Since we need to handle sessions when the user logs in and logs out, we implement those using Express's middleware. Now, middleware is pretty simple. It's nothing scary. It's just functions that you give to Express to execute before your route handler is executed. And so this gives you an opportunity to validate incoming data, perform queries, increment counters, all sorts of business logic or server logic that you need to implement. You can do that using middleware. And it's also a great way to write some reusable logic that you might want to have running on multiple routes. So what we did here is I added a new middleware directory. And so in that is just one file. Let's take a look at what is in the file. So line 1, we are grabbing the Express module because we're going to use some of its built-in middleware. The first thing we're using is its logger. So the Express logger goes first, and this is how you define middleware, by the way. Our Express app has a use method, and then you pass the middleware to the use method, and then it gets wired up for you for all requests. There are ways to separate out different middleware for different environments, test environment, production environment, all of that. We're not doing that here today, but you should know that it can be done, and it's very easy to do. So for our sessions, we're going to be using the built-in session handler. Now this isn't great because it is dependent on your application's memory limits, and when your process restarts, your sessions are all going to be dead. So for testing and just quick development, getting started, this is a great way to do it. It requires the use of the cookie parser, which is built in as well. So this is great. But production, you're probably going to want to use some other module like Connect Mongo, which is pretty easy to use and get up and running with MongoDB-backed sessions. The last piece of built-in middleware that we're going to use is the Express body parser. And this tells Express to parse incoming form requests. Since we're going to be submitting HTML forms, this will automatically parse the data that's coming in into an object that we can access easily later. And finally, the last piece of middleware that we are defining is a little custom one, and we're setting this up so that we can access our current session from within a view. And we can do that by adding properties to this locals object, which is part of the response object. Anything we set here on locals will be available to us within our view. And so we just set it to the current session. And then we say next, which tells the Express router to continue looking for that next route match. Okay, that's it for middleware.